Hello there, this is Shawn1113, your host for the Shawn1113 podcast show. Thank you for listening to this podcast and the content. And I've just, from what I understand, we already have now 1,000 plays on this podcast. So I want to thank you in advance for listening to this podcast, whether it's the first time or the first time or the last time or the last episode, actually. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast and this content. And if you like this content, give a 5-star review. Give comment at Shawn47k.com if you want. Contact me. And pretty much that's it, actually. So first of all, let's start with the World Series pick. Houston and Philadelphia. Now, the smart money probably will be Houston to win the World Series. I said this before and I'll say it again. I do believe, however, that there's something about Philadelphia like Washington in 2019. They seem like they're Washington 2019 against the same Houston Astros team. And I get a feeling that Philadelphia will win. The question is going to be for the Phillies is the pitching. Can that hold up? The bats can go. The bats, I mean, both teams no doubt have the batting power to hit a lot of runs. The question is going to be on both teams really, will the pitching hold up? Will Philly's pitching especially hold up? But I'm favoring Philly to beat Houston. Also, I'm going to probably have to do a poll. Who's more desperate to win at this point? Green Bay, Tampa Bay, or Indianapolis? I mean, right at Indianapolis. Because somebody's going to have to win. Somebody's going to have to lose. Because, of course, with Matt Ryan being pitched in Indianapolis, who knows? But but I'll probably put a poll in there like, who is more desperate? Who's the team that needs the most desperate win? Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Indianapolis, or New England? With their controversy as well with New England. And really, that's it. Let's go with the college picks and the NFL picks. Let's go with the college picks first, and then the over-under. 5 games on the docket for college. Ohio State versus Penn State. Ohio State under 60. Georgia and Florida. I'm picking Georgia straight up. Over-under is 55.5. It's going to be under 55.5. Oklahoma State and Kansas State. I'm picking Kansas State over 55. And that's the over-under is 55, but I'm going over 55. Cincinnati, UCF, I'm picking UCF. Over-under is 55.5, going under 55.5. And Kentucky and Tennessee, picking Tennessee. The over-under is 63.5. It's going over. The way both teams are. That's my college picks, week 9. Now, week 8 in the NFL picks. Baltimore and Tampa Bay. Picking Baltimore straight up, over and under is 45. It's going to be under 45. Denver and Jacksonville and London. Picking Jacksonville. The over-under is 39.5. And it's going to be under 39.5. Arizona and Minnesota. Picking Minnesota. Over-under is 49. It's going over 49. Carolina and Atlanta. Picking Atlanta. Over-under is 41. It's going to go under 41. Chicago and Dallas. Picking Dallas. Over and under is 42.5. It's going to go under 42.5. Las Vegas and New Orleans, picking Las Vegas. Over and under is 49.5. And I do believe it's going to go over 49.5. Miami and Detroit, picking Miami. Over and under is 51.5. It's going over 51.5. New England and New York Jets picking the Jets. Over under is 40.5. It's going under 40.5. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia picking Philadelphia. Over and under is 43. It's going over 43. Tennessee and Houston picking Tennessee straight up. Over under is 40.5. It's going to be under 40.5. New York Giants and Seattle picking Seattle. Over under is 39.5. It's under 30. I'm going under 39.5. San Francisco and the LA Rams. Over and under is 43.5. Going under 43.5. And my straight up pick is San Francisco. Washington and Indianapolis picking Washington. Over and under is 47.5. I'm picking Washington over 47. Green Bay and Buffalo. Picking Buffalo. Over and under is 45. Picking Buffalo straight up. And then Cincinnati and Cleveland picking Cincinnati. I'm going over. I didn't get the number, but it's going over. And I'm picking Cincinnati straight up on Monday night. And with that is, actually, a couple of things here. NBA season and NHL season started. College football, basketball will be coming over soon as well. From what I understand, North Carolina is the preseason number one in college basketball right now. So keep your eye on that. I think it's going to be a very wide open NCAA college going into the NCAA basketball tournament in March and April 2023. English Premier League. Arsenal still has the league by Manchester, but here comes Manchester City. Newcastle's been the surprise of the EPL, of the English Premier League. We'll see what happens if Arsenal can maintain it. Manchester City might take over, or even Newcastle, Manchester United, Chelsea. Who knows? And the FIFA, as a reminder as well, FIFA World Cup is coming up in November. December. In November. I still think France will win the whole thing, unless otherwise. So that's it. Excuse me 1 second. And that is my Shawn1113 podcast show, along with the NFL and NFL Week 8, College Week 9, and a variety of other things along the way. And with that, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And as always, please stay encouraged no matter what.